Happy Sunday. Hey, Melissa. Yes, laundry's literally maybe you love laundry. I hate laundry with a burning passion, and it has to be done. I hope you... Oh, you're going on a trip. I didn't finish reading that. Where are you going? We are going to go out of town for a few days next week. So that should be fun. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I should have, initially I had it set up, but I'm just going to remove it temporarily. I know you're folding, but let me know. Well, if you feel safe staying on the internet, but I hope you're going somewhere fun. I guess that is what I'm going to say. Okay, today we are watching an interview with Larry King and Eric Worre. Oh, my internet. Hold on. I only like towels. Warm towels straight out of the dryer. All the other laundry can suck it. Well, going to Orlando for an epic. Okay, that's going to be incredible. I'm not sure. 1 second. I'm just going to go check my Wi-Fi really quickly. Because I have only one bar. Come on. I wonder. Okay. Sorry about that. And this isn't for his main program. It's for Communication U, but it's still like 28 minutes. Or 28 minutes. If you don't know, well, I feel like everyone knows who Eric Worre is, but he is, he's been in the network marketing industry for a good long while. And I'm going to just read something really quickly. The information I'm going to read is public, and it's not doxing. It's just his publicly available information of like what he's done since 1988. And from what I see, it's a pretty complete list. I don't know if I'm sure he's done stuff before now, but in 1988 or from 1988 to 1992, he was a national safety, or he worked for the National Safety Associates as a national marketing director. And I need to check if that is a network marketing company. I'm not sure if it is or not. Quorum International is a network marketing company, and he worked there from 92 to 94. He was a double diamond director, which I think that's pretty high. And then he was the president of global operations for 4 months. So I don't know what happened, but he then started his own company. He co-founded it with someone called the People's Network from 94 to 98. And there's some interesting lawsuits associated with that company. And he then worked for Prepaid Legal Services, which I think is a network marketing company. Maybe it's not. But it says on here from 1988 to 2003. So I'm not sure if that's a typo, if he meant 98 to 2003, but or he might have been working there the whole time. It says senior marketing consultant, or maybe he was just a consultant. Co-founder and CEO of Better Life Media, 2003 to 2005. Double Diamond Director and top income earner for Agile Enterprises, 2005 to 2011. And Executive Director of Send Out Cards, 2 years, 2011 to 2013. And then his Network Marketing Pro, what we see him doing today, he's done that from 2009 to present. He's a speaker, trainer, and consultant. And then Larry King has passed away. And I think it's widely known that he never prepared for oh, Juice Plus now. Perfect. Okay, that's really good to know. I wasn't sure, but he seemed like he is always in network marketing companies. Be good, Melissa. Be good. All right. So Larry King, I think he did. He never prepared for his interview, so it was just a conversation, and that's from what I understand from what I've read online. So this should be interesting. I've only watched like 10 seconds of it, so let's go. Let me turn up the sound.
Hi, folks, and welcome to another edition of Communication U. Today's special guest is Eric Worre. Eric is widely considered the world's leading network marketing trainer. He's built sales organizations totaling more than 500,000 distributors in 60 countries. His book, Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Professional, has sold more than 1.5 million copies. Eric, welcome to Communication U. Our class is now in
I love that microphone.
It's my pleasure to be here, sir.
What is network marketing?
Network marketing, it is a
what is it?
distribution model for companies who have products that they want to sell, and they don't want to go through traditional distribution. They set up a network of independent distributors who are going to take a good product and move it to the marketplace using word of mouth advertising.
Okay, but what is the marketplace? I think it's your own distributors. I mean, that's just my opinion.
That's as simple as I can make it.
How did you get into it?
I got into it because, frankly, I had 18 jobs by the time I was 22 years old. I didn't have a lot of talent or education. I didn't go to college. I started a family, and I needed cash flow. And a friend of mine that I respected, who was a millionaire, said, "You should maybe check this out. I think I would have a way for us to make some extra money." And I started back in 1988 and began a career that continued.
So I guess the 1988 was a network marketing company.
It's about almost 200 billion a year in revenue. All the companies included, 200 billion a year in revenue.
So I was listening to a lawyer talk about this, and it's Babs. I don't know if y'all, Jeff Babner, and he was saying that the amount of market that network marketing actually takes up of like the business market is like 0.5%, because the retailing market or the business market in the United States, or maybe even the world, is in the trillions. And so it's a small, I don't know, it's a small part of the market.
The commissions paid out.
Okay, it's not echoing on my end. Let me just double check. Okay, it's not echoing on my end. Let me.
To the sales reps and the distributors that are helping those companies distribute their products, they get paid about $200 million a day worldwide.
Okay. Some of these companies are like Amway, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rob, it's not echoing on my end, but if it is, maybe close out and try to get back in. I'm not sure.
I guess Avon calling.
Sure.
Okay, great.
People consider that a pyramid.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid because they say it's not the product, it's the distributor.
Yeah, some people think it's too good to be true. And frankly, if I'm honest, that part of that reputation is earned. And I'll tell you why. The average rep out there just can't help themselves. They're so excited about the opportunity that they have. They exaggerate like crazy. They go nuts. They say that it's easy when it's not easy. It's entrepreneurial.
Okay, they might say it's easy, but the reps are saying it's easy, and no one is correcting them.
Entrepreneurial venture, entrepreneurship is tough. They say it's going to be fast. They say the product sells itself. And if all those things were true, the companies wouldn't need the distributors. And then they exaggerate on the product too. They say the product cures this and it's magical that, sells itself, all that nonsense.
He's very flippant about what the distributors are saying, because in supplement companies, and maybe Rob can speak to this, but that's how they get people to buy the product, is they make promises about what the product is going to do for them.
And because of that, it sets this crazy.
Here's Eric Worre throwing the reps under the bus again. He frequently says this.
Crazy expectation in the average person's mind.
Hey, Aaron.
It sounds way too good to be true. And when they get involved, they try it. It doesn't live up to the expectation. They go, I guess this thing is just whatever.
So they get carried away.
They get carried away.
But when your job is to hire more distributors, aren't you more interested in the distributor than the soap?
No. I mean, here's the
good
thing.
question, Larry.
Ultimately, the only way anybody gets paid is to move product. They got to move product.
But where are they moving the product to?
Through that distribution system, right? Now, the second thing that helps is when you grow a network of people doing the same thing. You sell product, you make a high commission. You build a team of people selling the products, you make a lower commission, but on a larger group of people. Okay, so the larger group of people does give you leverage, but nothing happens. Nobody gets paid for the act of recruiting a team. They only get paid when the product moves to a consumer.
But if I have 1,000,
That is not true. That is not true.
You need to lead by example if you want to lead those teams, lead those people, right?
So if the distributor or if the head of the pyramid is supposed to lead by example and all the people are doing the wrong thing, then what example are they setting? They've got to move product, but to make the big money, you must recruit. Therein lies the problem. And I think one of the problem is that, and Dr. Bill Keep was saying this in his expert testimony that we watched, is the product actually making it to a consumer, or is it ending with the rep? And I think a lot of times it's ending with the rep.
So you're going to need to sell something. Network marketing really is a lot of people doing a little bit. You know, people making a few extra dollars, and for those with big dreams and big ambitions, to kind of amp it up.
Why do companies choose to go that route? In other words, why doesn't Amway just make products and put them in stores?
Good question.
I think it's so efficient. This method of operation, this method of distribution is.
Let me know, and I'm sorry to pause it again, but I think that I'm probably biased and I'm probably not reading this correctly, but is his body language, I guess I have a lot of questions. I feel like a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to disparage. I'm just saying, like, from a sales perspective, he's obviously in sales mode when he's talking to Larry, explaining in the best light about what his company does. But Eric, in my opinion, there's a few things off, and because I don't have any experience with like body language and stuff, it's mostly like a gut feeling of the way he's saying things. I don't know. Maybe a red flag comes up. I don't know.
So efficient and compared. Think about what's online.
Me
today.
too.
All the
Larry was a great interviewer.
Voices, people who are pounding on you in every direction. To try to get your attention, try to get your eyeballs, try to have you watch their show or listen to whatever it is they're going to say. And everybody's tuning it out. It's so fragmented today. Nobody's listening. But word of mouth advertising is more powerful than ever. If I say to you, hey, there's something that I tried and it really worked for me, that's going to work
Absolutely.
1,000 times better than 50 ads on the internet.
Why do people join these
Rob, I know why it was echoing earlier. Let me just fix something really quickly. It's not going through my soundboard. My apologies. I'm still new at this, so I appreciate the grace. Thank you guys so much. Let me see if this works. I don't want to blast y'all's ears.
Companies.
Sorry about that.
What is the attraction?
You know, I think, Larry, people are ready today more than any other time in history to be their own boss. Technology is wiping out jobs. Technology is wiping out industries. The human value is going down and down and down as technology goes up and up and up.
No, it doesn't.
And people are saying, I don't want to fit in some other system anymore. I want to be my own boss, but they don't know how to do it. Do they have a good product? Do they have enough money? You know, do they have the expertise in order to be able to do it? But if there was a way for a person to start their own business without a lot of risk, and they could flex that entrepreneurial muscle, see if they have the chops, they're interested. So it's making a big difference. People are taking that step.
Are you fighting the Amazons of the world, or are you on parallel line?
Well, Amazon is a unique, as you know, they're taking over the world, right?
Yeah.
There's these few companies that are absolutely changing distribution. But what they don't have is word of mouth advertising.
Yeah, but the again, and I'll have to find that clip and maybe I'll pull it up, but the percentage that multi-level marketing actually takes up of the market is quite small.
They don't have a network of passionate people who believe in the product, sharing it with other people. We provide a really important educational need in the marketplace. We educate people on products that will be valuable to them. We don't really deal with commodities as much. We just deal with products that are valuable that we can help to inform somebody else about.
What communication skills are the most important for the network marketer?
Good question.
Well, communication skills, that's your world, right?
Yeah.
I think in previous decades, my mission inside of this profession is to raise the standards, is to take this profession, take it to the place where it needs to be, professionalize it,
and make
as
money
it
while
were.
you do
We
it.
talk about GoPro, professionalizing the network marketing field instead of this lottery mentality that's out there. And part of that is, for decades, people were just trying to get somebody. You know, I want to go get them. I'm going to go sign them up. They're like hunting people. And people felt hunted, right? But professionals today, they're more interested as an ultimate goal of education and
Thank you to whoever
understanding.
just subscribed.
They just want to educate people to the point that they understand what they have. And in order to educate them, you have to communicate with them. You got to connect with a person. You have to build rapport, build a little bit of trust. And through that process, you now have an entry point to educate them. Here's my product. See if there's a fit.
So you have to make a relationship first, and then the trust that you've established fills in any gaps that someone might think about when you are then pitching them the product. And I think that's way backwards.
See if there's a need. If there is, fantastic. If there's not, wonderful.
Can people learn these skills? I hope they can.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you've taught, how many millions of people have you taught communication skills? I mean, I learned from maybe your first course you ever did, 20 plus years ago.
How to talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Yes, a Nightingale Conant course. I listened to it all the time. And one of the big keys I got out of it, I used it for build a social media business. I used it for my network marketing business. I used it in everything that I do. And I also had it reinforced by a book I read about Frank Capra. Frank Capra's autobiography. The name above the title was the book. But the number one commandment is thou shalt not be boring. Just don't be boring and you're good.
Why don't we tell the truth? Why don't we tell the truth? I mean, if by educate you mean utilize the bite model to manipulate them into thinking and acting the way you want them to, yes, undue influence, we know you.
good. And that you use that principle.
He's blinking a lot, and I know the lights are there, but from the beginning of the interview to now, it feels like at some points he gets into extra sales mode. Yes, pretend to be their best friend, then pounce. Got it. So clear.
Well, I think in communication, if you use that principle, you're going to be fine.
Are you still developing your skills?
You know what? I mean, I think today I'm just hitting the tip of the iceberg as far as potential. I got a good framework. I've been doing this for 30 years, but I'm world class in my.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not a. If y'all go watch the behavior panel sometime, and we obviously don't know his like baseline or anything, but like when he's making certain points, his blink rate, it goes insane. Yes, me too.
Little universe, but I'm still only operating at 10% of my potential. There's so much farther I can go.
Don't you have it down?
I do, but I will tell you.
Yes.
There's two things that I've realized specifically in the last 5 years that make me happy. One is growth. If I'm growing, I'm happy. And two is contribution. If I'm contributing to the lives of somebody else in a positive way, I'm happy. And I have to have both of those things in place. And what grows.
The body language again is interesting. I don't know. I'm just like, red flag, what's going on? This is like the tame version or like the watered down version, I feel like, from what I've seen on videos of him at his own events. And I guess that makes sense because Larry was incredible.
Growth and improvement of my skills creates for me, beyond cash flow, beyond growing a business, is the ability to influence and contribute to somebody else's life because I upped my game, because I upped my abilities, my ability to communicate.
You wrote this book, Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. What do you mean by pro?
Well,
opposed to amateur?
Yeah. We talk about posers, we talk about amateurs, and inside of network marketing for decades, it was filled with pros and amateurs, people trying to get something for nothing, people crossing their fingers and getting involved like a lottery. What I tell them is, look, if you're going to do this, just decide to be a professional. Learn some skills, give it some time. It's worth it, but it's not going to be easy. Set proper expectations and go out there and show the world that network marketing isn't perfect, but if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's better. It beats any other entrepreneurial venture for the average person.
For most people, is it a side job?
Yeah, I think most people start there. Yeah, I mean, that's one of its great benefits is people don't have to walk away from their job in order to be able to start this. Like a traditional business, they might have to walk away from their job.
You can do this on Thursday nights and Saturdays.
You are the pro at getting something for nothing. But I mean, yeah, so it feels a little bit difficult to, while I assume that EW has a lot of experience I know he has a lot of experience in the network marketing space, but for the past, since 2009, I think he has sold trainings and funneled people to spend more money with him to give them more training. I wouldn't say it's worth it as a blanket statement, but I did learn some things about acting professional in Amway. That's fair. And I'm reading a book by Dr. Stephen Hassan, and one of his one of his very first cult books he wrote. And he was talking about it. Like, there are some things that you take away and it's a positive from your time in your MLM. And that's not, it's not throwing out all those experiences that you took in your company.
A lot of 5, 10, 15 hours a week.
Do a lot of people start to make money right away?
Some. It depends on the person. Here's one of the fallacies that everybody's going to win inside of network marketing. Everybody doesn't win. A good chunk of people get involved and don't do anything. And that's true. 90% of real estate agents never sell a single home. Okay. So.
Oh, Okay, well, a lot of real estate agents do sell homes, and there's nothing wrong with going through and getting the training to get your real estate license and then saying, hey, this isn't for me. I want to do something different. Melissa says, like how to dress well. Their dress code is misogynistic and outdated, but I'm very good at dressing well for professional situations. Husband asked me to dress him for business events. Super fair. And when I was in Mary Kay, whether people follow this or not, there was a rule about what you're supposed to wear to events, what you're supposed to wear to your quote unquote skincare classes, how you're supposed to interact with customers, and how you're supposed to present yourself as a independent contractor with Mary Kay. Yeah. And maybe they're better. Maybe, maybe we haven't seen it but again, I know Aaron's been a part of some of his trainings, and I don't know. I certainly don't know, especially not for $25K.
Most people who buy a book don't read the book. They have it. It's sitting there. They haven't read it. They paid for it. Same thing's true. People get involved in network marketing and they don't take the next step because the price of entry is so low. For like under $1,000, a person can start a business. You know what it takes to start a real business.
Sure. When you get started, I guess most people call their uncle,
some
mother-in-law, why you sell your family first.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
Isn't that logical?
Yeah, some of them do. You look, here's the thing.
Blink, blink, blink.
That's a starting point for everybody. I deal with professionals, high-end professionals.
So he just, okay, I know, I'm sorry. I'm not a behavior analyst or anything. I just am fascinated by what he's doing with his face when he is trying to address harder questions that Larry is asking him.
Professionals in network marketing. I coach a lot of those people around the world. Hundreds and hundreds of people.
See what I mean? Aaron, are they just word salad? Like, could you go to a bookstore and get motivational book and it be basically the same? That's a good question.
People that are my friends that earn over $1 million a year in network marketing commissions with 0 employees, 0 office, 0 infrastructure. Imagine that kind of cash flow. Okay. Now, it didn't start there. It started with a little bit here and a little bit there, and they started to grow it. They turned it into a profession, and they went serious with it. But the potential here is just enormous for a person who's hungry. I mean, and if I had to define one characteristic of a successful person in this profession, is hunger. You got to really want it.
What did he say?
He teaches people to message family members to be their first customers. He's trying to be very earnest right now. Nothing original has been written in this space since Think Grow Rich, which was published in 1911. In my opinion, he just repeats what other reps say. I understand.
Decide who to recruit. All right, family outside. All right.
Everybody can start with the family because there's trust there.
Right.
And I recommend a very specific approach, which is very...
I'm so sorry. I'm going to rewind it a second. Just watch his face when Larry asked him that question from what we've just seen for the past 13 minutes. It's very... I'm just going to rewind it for a second.
Into a profession, and they went serious with it. But the potential here is just enormous for a person who's hungry. I mean, and if I had to define one characteristic of a successful person in this profession, is hunger. You got to really want it.
What did he say? How do you decide who to recruit? All right, family outside. All right.
Everybody can start with the family because there's...
Did you just see that? What he was doing?
There's trust there.
Right.
And
he's like, blink, 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 blink.
And I recommend a very specific approach, which is very low key to family and friends. Maybe ask them to support you, try the product out, see if they like it. No long-term commitment. Take the pressure off, take the business off.
Help me.
Yeah, just, support my business. It's like I was opening up a restaurant, but I don't need you. Most of the top earners that I know, like 5% of the people that...
I will say this. I'm going to try to be fair. I think he's saying that someone it's safer to go to your family first and ask for the sale. And if they say no, then it's not super devastating. And if they say yes, you get that confidence to be able to go out and maybe ask people that you're not related to or that you don't know. I understand what he's saying. I still think it is manipulative, even if, and I'm assuming that there isn't a completely like a complete strategy that he is thinking about. But I guess I can understand, and maybe I'm still like brainwashed from my MLM, but I don't know. Yeah. I know starting a business is not like that for everyone, but it's possible. Yes.
They recruited into their business. They knew the day that they joined.
I'm so sorry I'm pausing this. His eyebrows are just like when he's saying things that it looks like he's trying to, when he's saying stuff that he wants Larry to accept what he's trying to say.
Their network marketing business. The rest they met later.
And he keeps, okay, I'm so sorry. If you watch his hand, when he's asked hard questions by Larry, you can see him play with his ring. And that may be a nervous habit, but there's some things that people do. Like when I'm like nervous, I like play with my hair. It's like a self-soothing gesture, I guess. And so he is going like this, like with his ring.
They met him on social media. They met him living their life. They met him at the restaurant. They met him at a cocktail party. So it's a skill set to kind of attract the world, educate everybody, and see if there's a fit.
If I could read Larry's mind, he's probably thinking, does this guy really think his, I'm just going to say the word, if you have little kids around, mute me, think his bullshitting is going to work on me? Yes.
You know, if there's this knock about network marketing is these people are so inappropriate. They're passing out business cards at funerals. You know what I mean? They're networking at the wedding, and it's just so.
I was wondering, well, maybe, I don't know, and I'll let it play longer, but I was going to have my dad watch some of Eric Worre stuff, or because he's been in sales a long time, and I feel like you'd have some really good commentary, because I'm not about whatever is going on right now.
Knowing, and everybody's just like, come on, I don't want to be associated with that nonsense.
You have to love your product.
I've seen people succeed without
blink
it, but it's such a disconnect because I don't think you can fool people long term. I mean, if you don't really have an emotional connection with your product, eventually people are going to sense that. And I think just building it as the product's an excuse to be able to make money is a problem.
Eugene Letterman wrote a book years ago called The Sale Begins When the Customer Says No.
Exactly.
No.
What do you do?
Walk away. No means no.
The one of my key mentors, his name is Sam Georges. He taught me that all of business is conversation. And if your conversation,
I don't know, Eric, you seem to have people fooled pretty long term.
is happening, your business is alive. If the conversation stops happening, your business is dead. So what I teach and what I've done is just keep the conversation going. They say no, we keep the conversation going. We just keep the conversation going. My job is just keep it going until they become fully educated, and their timing might not be right. They might say no, but their timing might not be right. And 6 months from now, if I stay in contact, like our friend Harvey McKay would say, find a creative way to stay in touch. If I stay in contact and their clock dial hits high noon and all of a sudden they're open, I'll be standing there ready.
Harvey knows everybody's birthday.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Isn't that almost like an ambulance chaser? Like that's the same spirit of like just being ready and available. I don't know. That's like a maybe more of a lawyer term of people like personal injury attorneys, but
I know. What can people in network marketing help other people in different forms of sales?
Here's the basics.
What can salespeople in other industries learn from the marketer?
Yeah, in some, what I would
fully educated or fully manipulated. Yes.
What we deal with is long-term relationship selling. Okay. It's not transactional.
It is.
Like if somebody's going to sell somebody a used car, they're done with them. In network marketing, we involve somebody and we stay connected with them and we stay in contact with them. The conversation keeps going. And if more salespeople did that, they stay in communication with their customers or with their clients.
I despise when I'm having a conversation with someone and they are constantly trying to educate me. It gets weird very fast. I agree.
They're going to have better success versus having it feel super transactional. You know, they only call them when they need them. Yeah. Long-term relationship building, growing of a network is today, it's one of the most valuable things in the world.
I've noticed great car dealers do that. They keep in touch.
Yeah, they just find a way. They send an update. They send a postcard. They
how's the car going?
Yeah, how's it? Yeah, exactly. But they're rare, right?
Yeah,
they're 1 out of 1,000.
How has social media affected your industry?
It's really, I will tell you, I was skeptical of it because for 10 years, I've been using social media to expand my reach for 10 years.
You have a big online business.
Yeah, since 2009. And in the early days, everybody who had a product or an opportunity, they were spamming the world. They were just posting obnoxious links and sending unrequested messages and friending people up and just being obnoxious. But in recent years, last 3 or 4 years, people have really cracked the code. They've learned how to be professional.
I'm just going to direct your attention to the hey girl messages. That's what the real question to me is how has MLM affected social media? And my answer is not in a good way. Yes.
They've learned how to use the platforms. And I will tell you, it's been a revolution because you can now reach your natural prospect audience at scale with a click of a button. You can find them anywhere in the world. You can, whatever.
That sounds terrifying to me. I know what he's saying. I'm in marketing. I understand what he's saying, but whatever is going on with the independent contractors of multi-level marketing companies, I'm not a huge fan of what I've already seen.
If you're interested in fitness, you can go find every fitness group in the world and go have a conversation with those people and see if your product might have a need for them or might have a solution for them. Or skincare or essential oils or travel or you name it. It doesn't matter. They can find their audience. Even if they're living in a tiny little town, they don't know anybody and all their friends and family said, get away from me. I'm not interested.
Do companies help their marketers?
Yeah.
They show you how the product is sell,
sure.
Display it.
The biggest thing that they do, the companies take care of all the products. They take care of the compensation structure.
That's not the question that he asked. That's literally not the question that Larry asked. He said, do they help them? I think he said, do they help them sell the product or learn how to sell it or whatever? And that's not true because all the training that's coming, at least for the median to the lower levels, is coming from the uplines, and they are not employees of the company. They're independent contractors. So you're getting potentially information that isn't correct, and it's not the company training them.
Government expansion, they take it around the world. They deal with customer service, they deal with compliance, they deal with all different kinds of things that the entrepreneur normally would have to do.
I will take any opportunity to quote Mean Girls.
All that support's there, plus they do events and they provide tools and they provide training, all different kinds of things. The distributor, all they've got to do is sell some product and build a team of other people who are selling some product, and then improve the productivity of that team based upon their leadership. If they're a decent leader, they can get their team to be more
that's creepy.
Productive. And the leaders out there that are growing a network marketing business that can use that platform to create a productive team, companies will pay them unlimited dollars.
What's the first thing you sold?
First thing I sold, water filters.
Right. EW ducked the question, at least so far. In other words, the answer is no. I hope Larry presses him. Yeah, I mean, I do too. That's all they gotta do. Easy peasy.
water filter.
In 1988, these little tiny water filters you put on your sink and you
Yeah.
screw them into
I
the
have one.
faucet. You pull a little plug and it would come out clear water. Yeah. Now that company had to go through radical transformation. Today they're a nutrition company, but they're a huge company and they're expanding around the world to continue to go today.
You do a lot of public speaking.
I do.
I give advice on public speaking.
I'll bet you do.
It's the most common fear people have.
I know.
Get to speak.
I know.
And to me, just make it a happening. In other words, if you're nervous, tell them you're nervous.
Yeah.
They know you're nervous.
Be authentic.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
Why is it hard to be authentic?
I don't know. I've found a way early on in my career. I was very nervous about speaking. I was very nervous about getting up in front of people. Somebody told me the person with the marker makes the money. The person up on stage, they make all the money in network marketing. So I'm like, okay, if that's the case, I got to get up there. I got to face my fear, got to figure it out. And what I learned is that preparation takes care of everything.
I think it's the natural transition, Melissa. You know, you have water and you're going to want to drink something, you know, use it to take your vitamins. I'm just joking. I'm just being snarky. I'm not being nice. Sorry.
If I'm prepared, I'm an introverted person by nature. Okay. So if I'm prepared.
You're an introvert? Oh, good screen grab. I should have done this one for the cover. I'm just going to take a screenshot real quick. Hold on. Okay.
I'm calm.
You don't seem introverted.
I know, but I'm a situational extrovert. I was introverted all morning until I sat in this chair, and
the stutter. I am not critiquing the stutter. I'm saying that is an interesting thing when Larry's pressing him on that, and he is trying to explain it away. It's that I don't know, and I don't know how to describe it, but you just go watch the behavior panel. And
I decided to be an extrovert.
So a shy person can be a good networker.
Oh, there's a lot of introverted people. How many introverted people do you know that are successful?
Oh,
I mean, I'm introverted and I'm not in sales anymore, but I'm doing well for myself and I can talk to people mostly. I don't know. And my dad is introverted and he's an incredible salesperson. So there's lots of introverted people who are successful. Snarky DC is my favorite. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble.
I know quite a few.
Ton, right? They're not some of these natural extroverts. I mean,
you think they're an extrovert.
Yeah.
Ted Turner is introverted.
Yeah.
What do most newbies get wrong when they're trying to build a business?
I get what he's saying. I can be very extroverted when I need to be, but I am very much an introvert and will need time alone and quiet to decompress afterwards. Yes, agree.
What's the biggest mistake people make?
They set unrealistic expectations. They'll give it 3 years in a traditional business.
But they don't have a boss in network.
I understand. But they'll invest $65,000 on average in the United States to start a traditional business. They'll expect it's going to take 3 years to get payback in that traditional business. And in network marketing, if they're not getting results in 30 days, they're like suicidal.
Oh, no, sir. No, thank you. We don't do that. That is rude. Rude, EW. I'm not going to bite my tongue. You should not use actual people who are suffering from their mental health as a flippant way to describe people who have legitimate frustrations with the sales model or promises that can't be filled by the sales force. That's incredibly wrong what he just did. And I know, and I'm not going to get in trouble.
You got to give it some time. You got to develop some skills. You got to learn some stuff here and not expect this to be magic beans you drop into the ground and it's going to grow up into heaven. It's going to take some work. Most people get involved. They expect something for nothing, or at least expect to do less work and get more results. Here's what it's going to give you.
Reps have unreasonable expectations because they are recruited with unreasonable earnings claims. Yes.
This profession is going to pay you fairly for what you put into it, but it won't limit how much you can put into it and how much you can get out of it. That's the best case scenario for an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's limitless.
It is. It's as much as your imagination. And I will tell everybody all the time, I've been thinking small for 30 years. Yes. I get around these, people like yourself, people like Harvey McKay, people like Lou Holtz and Richard.
I'm just going to name drop to show how many great connections I have.
Branson and Tony Robbins and all these different people are my friends. I realize how small I'm thinking. I'm thinking really, really small. If I thought bigger, man, we could go bigger. And that's what most entrepreneurs inside of this profession need to realize. If they think bigger, the sky's the limit.
I don't agree with that. There's no cap on how much money you can lose in network marketing. And they treat it like a lottery, and where they benefit every single dollar that I put in. My former upline got a commission on every single dollar that I spent with the company, and her line made a commission, and her upline made a commission, and all you can make a commission, like I think 6 to 8 levels down in at least Young Living. In Mary Kay, you make money based on how much volume at certain points you get. So I might not ever make money, but my upline always makes money.
How do you find a company that's best for you to represent?
Combination of things. Number one, find a product or a line of products that you can believe in.
Melissa, if you ever want to join me on a live stream, let me know, because I'd love to hear your thoughts, because you run an actual business.
Emotionally attached to that you can promote with integrity.
Where do I search this?
You can find those online. You can search the top 100 companies. You can do that. Number two.
Really quickly, let's just search the top 100 network marketing companies. I'm sure this is a pro multi-level marketing site. This one's, Direct Selling News, pro multi-level marketing site. And Business for Home is a pro multi-level marketing site. Network Marketing Central, like these are all pro. Amway, Avon, Herbalife, Vorwerk, Mary Kay, number 5, and that's the German. So these are different ones. So the German branch of Mary Kay. Holy cow! Infinitus, Perfect, Natura, Tupperware, New Skin, Primerica, Joy Main, Genice. I mean, all the ones you would expect and more. Oh, Pure Romance, number 70. Vision International People Group, number 100.
Find a company that's in integrity with you and you feel can stand the test of time, because there's a lot of good products out there and companies screw it up because the company's not strong enough. If the company's strong enough, they'll solve the problems. Find a compensation structure that's fair. Find a support system inside of that organization that will help you leverage your efforts. And maybe find a timing situation where you got a pretty decent timing situation, a balance of risk and reward. The timing meaning getting in at the ground floor opportunity? Is that what you mean by timing? They've been around long enough, but not, they're not the house that's been for sale for 30 years on the corner of the block that makes you nervous to even look at them. Find a timing situation where you can tell a good story. You can tell a good story. Germany is my adopted second country. I am protective.
All right, you're going to be a network marketer.
Yeah.
First thing you do.
First thing you do, in my opinion, is you've got to realize what you got involved with. That's what GoPro did. Is it helped people understand that network marketing isn't perfect. It has its challenges, but it's better than any form of entrepreneurship on earth. There is no other form of entrepreneurship for the average person that can beat this.
Keep playing.
No one can debate me on this subject. No one can beat me on this subject. It is.
Here's the issue. Whenever he has these little debates on his stages that I've seen that Erin shared on her platform, he never answers the questions. He never addresses the concerns that their panel of pro network marketers bring up. And if you would ever have someone who could debate him in a real way that has a better understanding of business and the dangers of multi-level marketing, I don't think that it would be the same story. He looks great when he's surrounded by people who support his position, but I've never seen a situation where he is actually addressing the concerns that people have. Never. Yes. EW, here's your official debate, Rob. Bye. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Is indisputable.
Oh, happy anniversary.
It's better. So people need to realize what they're involved.
Post a picture to the Discord.
In, how powerful it is, how timely it is, how sexy it is today to be an entrepreneur. Then they need to develop some skills. They can't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. You got to develop some new skills.
Not one independent contractor that I've met in a multi-level marketing company has crossed their fingers and hoped for the best and thought that that was going to make them money. It's leverage equals recruiting. Yes, absolutely.
Skills inside of network marketing, because skills build confidence. Confidence will have you take some more action. More action will give you some more results, and you can start moving. Those would be the basic things I would say to an average person to give them the best possible chance to move forward. Just don't be one of these boorish amateurs that crosses their fingers.
He's misrepresenting the people who have actual issues with multi-level marketing. He's misrepresenting it to make him look better when he's in this interview instead of answering the questions in a more honest way.
Buys a network marketing glorified lottery ticket, goes and talks to 3 or 4 people, hoping that those people will sign up and do something. They don't have to do anything.
If you were starting all over, would you do it the same way?
Yeah. I mean, if I was starting over, here's what I would tell you.
You would not.
One,
tell us,
is I would get my belief stronger faster. I would believe stronger faster. Number one. Number two, I would think bigger. I would not have these small limiting beliefs at the beginning. If I can go back in time and give myself some advice, is to think bigger, kid. You're playing too small. I would move faster and I would be stronger. I'd put my shoulders back. I'd put my chest.
His shoulders have not been back for the entire interview. He's been like turtling for most of the interview. His head's been forward. His shoulders haven't been back. So I don't.
I put my chin up and I would just say, come on, world, let's go. I did a piece of that, but not to the level. I had success, but not to the level that I think I could.
Self-soothing gestures.
I did it again.
Great guest.
Thanks, man.
The book is Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional.
Thank you, Mr. King.
Eric
so
Worre.
strong, Melissa.
That's it for this edition of Communication U. I hope you've enjoyed our time together, and I hope you learned something that you'll apply to your life today.
Here's what we learned. Please do not join a multi-level marketing company, as Erin says. Do not join one. Please, 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 please. Or go in with your eyes wide open. Ask more questions and get actual answers from the person recruiting you.
You'll never know when you'll find that single spark of insight that makes the difference for you. See you next time, pal.
Love that. Okay, I'm just going to show you, because Eric Worre was talking about how incredible or how much of the market it was taking up, and we don't love Babs, but he had some good things to say, even though, let's see, is this it, debunking the myths? Let's see, share screen. Share screen. Is this it?
we've had over the years very interesting myths occur, usually generated by over-enthusiastic, well-meaning distributors and perpetuated by the same sorts of individuals. Myths such as,
Yes,
within the next 10 years, 95% of all the products that will be moved and sold in America will be by MLM. That's
I've heard that.
myth number one. Number two, MLM is such a powerful method of marketing that the business schools have chosen to feature it
Mary Kay is
as
very
the
bad about
chief
this.
model of the future. Schools such as Harvard, Wharton,
And it's not.
now teach MLM. They don't. However, we have our place in the education system, and there have been significant case studies that have been done. And corporate America is clearly discovering this channel of distribution. And in fact, that is also why you see investment banking firms backing public acquisitions of companies like Herbalife, Shackley, why Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway spent a small fortune to acquire an interest in the direct selling company, The Pampered Chef. Of course, Avon, one of the largest direct.
That's true. I do trust information coming from Babs a little bit more, well, even though he was very rude to Dr. Bilkeep in that trial, but and again, he doesn't list that case study at all, so that's suspicious to me.
Largest sellers of cosmetics in the world has long been publicly traded. We have a lot of publicly traded companies now. In particular, the success of what started out as A.L. Williams, Art Williams, a coach who decided to apply this principle to the sale of term insurance, resulting in a company, A.L. Williams, that was the largest seller of term insurance in the world, which then evolved into Prime America and became a subsidiary of Citibank. Last year, I believe the statistics were that that subsidiary for Citibank did approximately $2.5 billion in financial services sales, accounting for approximately $500 million net profit for Citibank. So perhaps we're moving toward the myths that have been perpetuated, but those myths really haven't served us well because they make us look like not us, they make the industry look like a bunch of charlatans, which it is not. And it doesn't serve the industry well.
So where is that one? That's rating rules. Oh, wait, maybe this is it.
What are some network marketing myths? We get this question all the time. We've all heard the following claims in the zeal of promotion and recruitment. 1, multi-level marketing classes are taught at Harvard Business School. 2, network marketing has produced more millionaires than any other type of business. 3, MLM will dominate the economy in the 21st century.
This is it. This is it where he talks about the issues and talks about the percentage of what it actually takes up.
Unfortunately, these statements are urban MLM myths that are over the top and damage the credibility of distributors and companies as they promote the truly positive opportunities of direct selling. Historically, the Harvard statement preceded the actual teaching of MLM classes. A Harvard case study on a company such as Mary Kay or a lecture by someone like Mary Kay was twisted into the proposition that MLM was part of the curriculum. This assertion was not true, but it was repeated over and over. Since that time, various universities, such as the University of Illinois at Chicago or Utah Valley State and other universities have instituted courses. Many professors have joined the ranks of scholarly articles on direct selling, and so there is plenty to talk about without misrepresenting the facts.
I appreciate that he said this, even though you can see what I'm looking at. Oh my gosh, the trial in Savannah.
Of course, Secondly, MLM has had its share of millionaires, and a few billionaires from such companies as Amway can be found on America's wealth lists. This is a vast overstatement, however, about millionaires in a country with 300 million people and where there are about 16 million distributors, with statistics indicating that only about 1% to 2% make enough money to amount to a full-time living. In fact, the exaggeration about everyone making millions has prompted the FTC and state AGs to demand, and leading companies have exceeded to post average earnings disclosures, which accurately show the experience of typical distributors in their program. Again, there's room to be proud of the opportunity and success of many, but overreaching taints the potential recruitment pool and should not be done.
I appreciate that he said that because I've heard, and I think I've heard some of our most seen reps who are critiqued on in this, I guess, genre of education, that network marketing has like the most number of millionaires, and that's not the case.
3, the comment that MLM will dominate the 21st century, the simple answer is no. And keep in mind that the U.S. MLM sales hover in the $30 billion range in an economy that posts nearly $17 trillion. That is 1/5 of 1% of our national revenue.
So 1/5 of 1% of the national revenue is multi-level marketing. That is a small percentage.
MLM will play an important role, but again, there's no useful purpose in being caught in an exaggeration. Hope that was helpful.
Anyway, so that's Babs. We looked at him cross-examining Dr. Bilkey back in the day. That is that's it. We looked at, sorry, I'm like shaking that. Oh, sorry. That was an interview with Larry King and EW. And then we just looked at Babs at the very end. Jeff Babner, he is a consultant and a advisor and a lawyer for multi-level marketing companies. And yeah. And he has some interesting things to say that contradict what we are being told by network marketing independent contractors. So I had a lot of fun with you guys today, and the replay crew, y'all are the best. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to read them and respond to them in the comment section. And I will see you next time. We have some really fun videos coming up in Herbalife with Karina. Melissa, I think, is going to chat with me about Amway, which we love, an anonymous MLM. Glad you could join us. And I think Rob hopefully is going to join me for like supplement and health focused MLMs and the dangers that kind of go on there. I'm just going to ask you again publicly. And so I think we have some really fun stuff coming up, and I hope you join me. And if you like this video, give it a like. And if you are new and want to see more content, I'd love for you to come back next time to watch more videos. Have a good rest of your day.